Good evening and welcome to the Lawrence County Virtual Academy Information Meeting. I am Dr. Amika Thomas, Superintendent of Lawrence County School District 55, and I appreciate your commitment and you being a part of this evening's meeting, and I hope that I'm able to answer most of your questions during this format. Because of the overwhelming response to this meeting, we had to change our format from a WebEx to our live streaming format. So thank you so much for your understanding and your flexibility and making time to join us. As you all know, the last weeks of the 2019-2020 school year were quite different from what any of us expected. We hope that by the time the beginning of the new school year arrived, that we would be able to revert to our school as usual format. That, however, is not the case at this time. Our school board met on July the 8th and approved the implementation of a new option for those families who determine that virtual academy is a better fit for their student and family. So now we have the Lawrence County Virtual Academy. I definitely appreciate the school board's commitment to our students and staff and their support of this new virtual academy. Again, thank you all so much for joining in, and hopefully we will definitely be able to answer your questions. And if not, we'll have opportunities to accept additional questions as well. And hopefully we'll be able to get those answers to you as soon as possible. So again, thank you so much for joining in and welcome to our parent information meeting. There will be a recording of this meeting that will be available on the Lawrence 55 website. You can go to www.lawrence55.org and you'll be able to retrieve the link for the recording of this meeting. So we'll have different staff members that will be working pretty closely with the Virtual Academy. Dr. Jody Penland is the Assistant Superintendent of Pupil Services. Ms. Jennifer Abercrombie is the Executive Director of Elementary Education. Dr. Rhett Harris, the Director of Secondary Education. And Mr. Ed Murray, the Director of Personalized Learning and Public Relations. So although we have the email address that you can email your questions and comments to, these will be different staff members that will be answering those questions and working with you to help provide those answers. As we continue to develop a plan, our focus is to make sure that we're able to provide high quality instruction and the best possible learning experiences for our students. However, the greatest priority must be given to ensuring the health, safety, and wellness of our students and staff. And that is still our priority. So during this format, if you have questions or concerns, please feel free to post those questions in the chat box as you have them. If time permits, we will respond to the unanswered questions during this time. If time does not permit, we will post questions and answers online by July 16th. So you will see here our mission and our vision statement. And our mission is empowering and inspiring all to be educated, informed. We will definitely use our mission and our vision as we set up our virtual academy, as well as our other learning options as well. So the virtual academy is a choice option. So this is a choice plan that is available for those students with medical conditions, for families with medical needs, families who are concerned with school re-entry, based on the data that we are receiving, as well as families who are looking for flexible opportunities for their students. Students will be assigned to their home school. We will be able to provide instruction in real time And so this is a difference. We learned from our challenges from when we offered e-learning in the spring. And we're now able to, we've enhanced those options and we're making it better to be able to meet the needs of all of our students and provide the professional development that's needed as well. So we definitely received your feedback. Thank you to all of you all who took the time to fill out the surveys. And we have definitely used that information as well to enhance upon our virtual option. So instruction in real time will be provided. Students will have a regular daily schedule, and we will be utilizing our existing staff. As you all may have saw, we do have a registration deadline for the Virtual Academy, and that is set up for July the 17th. I know that many of you are wanting to know our re-entry plan before actually deciding or making that commitment. So there will be some flexibility as far as enrollment. And we will have a school board meeting soon, and hopefully we'll be able to have a re-entry plan to share. And so our enrollment will remain open. However, it will be based on availability as far as how many students we will actually be able to serve in the Virtual Academy. I know that we've received questions in regards to the curriculum. So for our elementary, we are using Edmentum, but it is the Calvert Learning for 5K through 5th grade. And this is an all-inclusive curriculum, and it will include math, science, ELA, social studies, music, PE, health, and art. So we will have this option available for our students. Again, we are using existing staff, and our staff will, the students will have a regular schedule, and all of these items of the curriculum will be provided for the students. This is just a sample of what a daily schedule might look like. Although while individual schedules will vary based on the student's grade level, we will make sure that everything is age appropriate for those students. But this is just a sample daily schedule for elementary. And again, it will depend on what level of elementary, whether it is early elementary or upper elementary. So we will definitely make sure that it's age appropriate. So we just kind of pulled a sample here, and to look, it's like from 9 to 10:30 ELA, 10:30 to 11:30 math, 11:30 to 12:30 lunch, 12:30 to 1:15 science, 1:15 to 2 social studies, and 2 to 2:30 could be our fine arts, could include health, PE, reading. So a sample, and we'll be providing more sample options, and the teachers will actually be working and providing those schedules as well. For our secondary, when we look at our middle school will use courseware, which is also something that we used in the spring. That is part of Edmentum. And it will be all inclusive as well of the core curriculum in math, ELA, science, and social studies. There will be opportunities in elective studies and health. And then at the high school level, courseware, which is also a part of Edmentum, will also be used, as well as virtual SC when necessary. So there may be some courses that we will have to offer through virtual SC as well, and that will be an option for our high school students. So all of those courses that are needed for graduation will be available, and this will also include some of those courses that are needed for our college admissions requirements. So there's several things as a parent that you will need to consider when you're thinking about enrolling your child in the Virtual Academy. And that we're going to look at that by looking at the expectations of teachers, students, and that partnership with parents. So in regards to the teacher expectations, regular communication with parents and students. There will be live lessons, as I mentioned earlier. So there will be live lessons that will be offered that the students will be able to watch and interact and engage with the teacher They'll be able to ask questions and get support. These lessons will also be recorded because we know about the need for the flexibility in the event that the student's not available or the parents are not available during the time of the live session. So we will also have recorded lessons that the students will be able to access as well. There will be learning instructional support available, strong, timely academic feedback, specific feedback on assessments to help move that learning forward, as well as innovative thinking and positive attitudes. So we will have teachers that are very excited. We have many teachers who are excited about this opportunity. So they will definitely be excited about the opportunity to teach your child in this option. As far as the student expectations, students will be expected to attend daily and actively participate in the class. There's also an expectation for students to be self-motivated and to direct their own learning environment. Again, we know that there's differences based on the age of the student. So the younger students would definitely need a little bit more support from the home, from the family as well during this time. And the teachers will be very involved in checking in and have the daily instruction and regular schedule. Time management, organizing and planning time for class and to complete assignments, and as well as communication. Students must communicate with the teacher via email, online classroom, telephone. So there will be many opportunities for the students to communicate and collaborate with the teacher. So we're very excited about this opportunity to partner and the partnership with the families that choose our virtual academy as an option. And so we'll definitely look at, with parents, just maintaining contact and communication with the teacher, the school and support staff, checking in weekly on student performance to see how the students are doing, or if there are questions about things to help really enhance the learning process. The teachers will definitely be reaching out to speak with the parents as well and provide some different options and recommendations to help improve the learning process as well. Maintain accuracy of home address, phone numbers, email address, so that we can continue with this communication to make sure that it's effective. And just actively participate in the student's learning to make sure that the student is engaged during the time of the live lessons, or that they are working to do those follow-up lessons as well. Those students that are taking courses for high school credit, we do need for those students to get a conference scheduled with their counselor to help select those courses that they would need to graduate, and to see if there are any changes by changing their choice option. So there will definitely be opportunities. Counselors will be reaching out as well. We will give them a list of those students who have registered for the virtual academy. But you can definitely reach out to the counselors as well. So you can email your counselor to set up a virtual appointment, or just contact the guidance department at the high school, and they will be able to work with you if you're not even sure who your school counselor might be. So definitely feel free to go ahead and do that, and to reach out to your school and to your counselors to get things set up to make sure that you're ready and that you have the right courses scheduled. So now we're going to move into our frequently asked questions component. I know that many of you have already submitted questions via our email link. And so we have pulled a lot of those, we pulled those questions from our email bank, and hopefully this will help clear up any questions that you may have. Again, that email is still available and still open, so you can still submit questions. But during this parent meeting, definitely feel free to continue to put questions in the chat box, and we will definitely address those during this time. So the first question is, if we register for the Lawrence County Virtual Academy, but decide later that one of the other options is a better fit for our child, would we be allowed to change? So the Lawrence County Virtual Academy does require a semester commitment. Students would be allowed to change their placement at the end of each semester. However, we know that this is a time of a lot of change. So there will be some flexibility initially. Once everything is submitted as far as our reentry plan, you can definitely have conversations about what those options might be. Students who do not enroll in the Lawrence County Virtual Academy initially may be allowed to enroll in the Lawrence County Virtual Academy at any time, but that is based on the availability. As long as we have seats available, we will allow that to definitely be an option. But even if later a student decides to sign up, we would still ask for that same commitment of the child to complete or to finish that semester. Our next question, our child is special needs. Would our child still have the services of an academic educational assistant with Lawrence County Virtual Academy? Switching over to the Virtual Academy is a change of placement. Therefore, an IEP would have to be developed. A new IEP would have to be developed. So the IEP team would definitely have those conversations. However, we are not able to provide academic educational assistance at the home. So definitely contact special services and definitely meet with your IEP team to help decide what the best learning option might be for your child. The next question is, will our child be able to participate in athletics if they sign up for Lawrence County Virtual Academy? And the answer is yes. All students who sign up for the Lawrence County Virtual Academy would still be assigned to one of our 9 school campuses and would be able to participate in sports, clubs, the arts, and other school-related activities as long as they meet the requirements based on attendance, grades. So you would definitely still have the opportunity to participate in athletics if you sign up for the Lawrence County Virtual Academy. Will the Lawrence County Virtual Academy offer online clubs for students? This will be determined based on the enrollment and the interest of the students, but we will definitely try to offer clubs just like we would in a face-to-face setting. So we'll definitely try to make every opportunity available to offer these activities and clubs to our virtual academy as well. But we will base that on the enrollment and the interest of the students. We had a lot of questions regarding attendance and how we will address attendance. Definitely teachers will be able to document attendance when we have the live instruction that will take place, that the teachers will live stream. The teachers will see the students that are in the class that are showing up for those sessions, and we will be able to take attendance in that manner as well. There will be active communication between the teacher and the student. That will be a requirement as well. The students will be required to complete assignments. So there will be different assignments and activities that the students will have to complete. So that will also go into play as far as addressing attendance. The students will be required to engage in classwork, such as projects, questions, question responses, quizzes, tests, and other learning tasks. We will provide further guidance from the state once we receive that on all of the attendance expectations. So once we receive that guidance, we will definitely have that information available for how that is going to be determined for our online learners. We will also have a handbook available as well for our virtual academy students, parents. So once we have all of that information available and finalize the registration process, we will also have a handbook, a parent handbook available as well. Is Lawrence County School District 55 providing the technology devices for Lawrence County Virtual Academy for all grade levels? And yes, devices will be available for our 5-year-old kindergarten students through our 12th grade students. So those devices will be provided by the school district, and there will be a process that will be sent out, that will be set in place as far as the students receiving those devices and any other textbooks or materials that are needed. We also have a question regarding providing Wi-Fi. So at this time, we are not providing the Wi-Fi buses as we did in the spring, but we do have some Wi-Fi hotspots that are available for needed areas. We're also working with the State Department of Education as well and other vendors to help provide Wi-Fi opportunities for our families that may need that service. Will Lawrence County School District 55 still provide breakfast and lunch for students at home that are participating in the Lawrence County Virtual Academy? If so, how will it be distributed? So at this point, along with some other things, we're still waiting on some guidance. So in this sense, we're still waiting on guidance from the USDA. It appears currently at this moment that we would continue to offer curbside or backdoor pickup as we do now for any students that are virtual, along with offering meals to students that are attending school. We do not anticipate at this time being able to offer any home delivery as an option from USDA once school begins. However, this could change. So as we receive additional information from the USDA, we will definitely make sure that that information is shared and provided. So the next question is, will my child have a teacher from their current school or a set teacher from the district? This is something that will be determined based on our numbers, but it is possible that teachers from across the district will teach students from any school. So it's very likely that there may be students from different schools that could be in the same virtual class. And this question I think I've already addressed regarding for those that enroll after July 17th, will that registration be accepted? And yes, we will leave the registration open. However, at this point, again, as stated earlier, it will depend on the availability of seats because we will have to look at staffing and funding for the virtual academy. In terms of the cost of Virtual Academy, there is no cost. So all students in Lawrence 55 attendance area will be able to attend the Lawrence County Virtual Academy free of charge. So if we participate in the Virtual Academy the first semester and then return back to school to complete the year, will students be face-to-face learning with the teacher they had from the Virtual Academy? We definitely believe that there will be bonds and relationships that will form during this process. However, the students will not be able to keep that same teacher once they return back to the face-to-face instruction at the school because the Virtual Academy teacher will may continue to teach those virtual classes. Again, this is all depending on our numbers and the enrollment. When we look at the number of hours of instruction per day that's expected, I shared the sample schedule earlier, daily schedule. So there will be a daily schedule, a regular schedule for all of the students. I expect that we will receive some guidance from the State Department as far as the recommended amount of time. So right now we're estimating that for elementary, approximately 4 hours, middle and high school, approximately 5 hours. However, we will make sure, especially when we're looking at the elementary school level, that it is developmentally appropriate based on the grade level. So elementary is a wide range from kindergarten through 5th grade. So it would definitely be based on what is more developmentally appropriate for that grade level. The question, will there be interaction with teachers and other students? And we're excited about the opportunity that students will be able to interact and engage with their teacher. Students will have a teacher providing them with real-time instruction on a regular basis, and the students will be able to ask questions, engage, and interact with the teacher during lessons. They will also have an opportunity to communicate and engage and have different discussions and collaboration with the other students who are in the classroom. Virtually as well. So we're very excited about the opportunity for students to have that type of engagement with the teachers as well as with other students. So in addition to the real-time instruction, the Calvert curriculum will be used for elementary, and courseware will be used for middle and high school, and those are at Mentum products as well. We have a question concerning whether or not students will watch classes live or if there's an option to watch at a later time. Live classes are preferred because, as stated earlier, that will allow that engagement and that interaction with the teacher and with the peers. However, if there is a conflict with the live lesson that's scheduled, there will be a recording that the students will be able to view at a later time. We've also received questions regarding just the specialized instruction, whether or not Lawrence County Virtual Academy will offer specialized instruction. And the answer to that is yes as well. So specialized coursework such as gifted and talented education will be offered and may be met through a separate class group. The current programs will support students with 504s and students receiving resource or academic support services in an IEP. However, for those students who may have an IEP or need higher levels of support, that would require change in placement that would be required. Therefore, you would definitely need to consult with special services because the IEP team would need to meet to determine the least restrictive environment and if the Lawrence County Virtual Academy would be the best option for your child. This question deals with middle school students who are signed up to take high school courses or classes. They are eligible to enroll in those classes through the Lawrence County Virtual Academy. Those classes will be available for your child if they've signed up through the teachers. We'll either have those available through our teachers or through South Carolina Virtual if we do not have the staffing available for that. As far as materials, we will definitely provide devices. Devices will be provided by the school district. So we will provide any type of electronic device, the textbooks, and any of the academic resources that the students will need for instruction. Since assignments are submitted electronically, there will not be a need for a printer. However, those typical school supplies that you typically get as far as paper, pencils, notebooks, those would still be the responsibility of the family. But however, if there is a need for school supplies, please check with the school counselors at your child's home school, or you could contact the staff at the district office as well. So we are going to move into the section to answer some of the questions that have been provided through the chat. So definitely continue to provide those questions. And if we do not get to all of them during this time, we will definitely work to make sure that those are posted through the FAQ section that will be available on our website. So please continue to send those questions in so that we can provide you all with as much information as we possibly can as you are finalizing your option for the Lawrence County Virtual Academy. So we have the question about how is availability determined? And our goal is to be able to provide virtual for all those who request. Again, it will be based on our numbers and the resources that will be needed. So our goal, our priority is going to be to try to make it available to all of those requesting it. But again, we'll have to kind of look at our numbers and our staffing to see if we will have to limit the space at any time. So as far as a notification timeline for knowing your child's teacher, that's a question that has come in, and we are hoping that by the end of July or by August the 3rd, that we will be able to send you information, specific information about your child's specific classroom and your child's teacher. So we're definitely working to, as soon as we're able to determine our options and get everything scheduled, we will send out those letters and information. We will also have additional parent meetings as well for you to get some more information and questions answered. So we're hoping by the end of the month or the beginning of August to be able to share the notification for knowing your child's teacher. There is a question as far as survey results. Those results have been shared with the school board, as well as those have been shared during press releases as well. So we will definitely continue to share any results that we have as it relates to the results from the surveys or any data or information that we receive. So we'll continue to make sure that that's available for parents to know the results of those surveys. We do have a meeting soon. We'll have a meeting soon with the school board. And so this question is concerned about face-to-face options, and that is something that will be discussed later. Again, our main priority is the safety, the wellness, and the safety of our staff and our students. And that is definitely my top priority, and that will be continue to be emphasized. And so our school board will meet, and then at that point, hopefully we will have an approved reentry plan. But again, the focus is on the health, safety, and well-being of our students. So I know that we've gotten many questions about precautions and concerns about face-to-face. There's also the question about our working with Lawrence 56. So we are excited about the opportunity that we will partner with Lawrence School District 56 as it relates to the virtual academy. So with the virtual academy, we are partnering with Lawrence 56. So it's possible that we may share teachers as needed in that regards, or have those students in some of our classrooms. So we're excited about the opportunity to partner with 56, and we're just looking forward to the great things that will happen from having our Lawrence County Virtual Academy as an option for our parents and our students. So we have another question regarding whether or not the Virtual Academy will continue indefinitely, at least this whole year. So it is our goal to continue with the Virtual Academy. We can definitely say that we'll have it for the school year. We may have to make some modifications as it relates depending on our enrollment and numbers once there's changes after that first semester commitment. So we'll have to make the appropriate modifications based on enrollment at that time. However, it would be my goal to try to continue with the Virtual Academy option because it does give our parents another choice for their student. So I am hoping that we will be able to continue with having this as an option for our parents. There's also a question as it relates to assessments. There are assessments that we will be able to offer to our students online. So that will definitely be available for the students to be able to complete some of those assessments and some of those tests and quizzes online as well. So again, we will continue to answer questions through the chat. And if there's some that are not answered, we will definitely make sure that we have those posted. We also have the question about clarifying this first semester. And so what we're looking at when we have our school calendar, that is outlined as far as when the semester would end. So once we've done a calendar change, that semester ends in January. So that specific date, we'll make sure when we post our questions to have the specific date of when the semester would end included in that information. So again, I really hope that some of this answered a lot of the questions that you have regarding the Lawrence County Virtual Academy. However, we will continue. It will be a very fluid process, so we'll continue to post different questions and answers on our FAQ page as we continue to get those in. We also have the question about registering for the Virtual Academy. And so first you will need to complete the application that is provided online to participate. And this information is on the website. It is also on social media. Again, we've set a deadline for July 17th for that to try to get a good picture of the numbers. However, at this point, I do know that many of you are waiting to see what the reentry plan, how that will look. So we will continue to leave that enrollment open. And again, it will depend on the availability in the program, and we'll have to look at numbers. We'll have to look at the number of teachers and staffing to make that determination. And after your enrollment application is received, we will send additional information about the remainder of the registration process, or if there's any additional information that is needed as well. So you will be able to see when you go to our webpage, you'll be able to see where it has student registration, and you will see in blue where it says this registration form. You will click that link, and that is where it will allow you to be able to register for the Virtual Academy. We have received several questions from parents. They're not sure if their registration actually went through. So you will receive a confirmation once you submit that registration. You do receive, there's a response that says that your registration is complete. So you'll see a page that will look like this. However, we are going to start the process as well, sending out information, just letting you know that we have your child registered as a confirmation. So we will be sending out information to confirm that we do have you registered in our Lawrence County Virtual Academy. We are excited that we will offer in the near future some additional parent information meetings to take a tour of some of the learning platforms, as well as just to take a deep dive with virtual learning in general. So that date is to be announced, and we will send out some information regarding that in the near future as soon as we have all of that scheduled and set up. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We'll send that information out just to give more information about our learning platform and our virtual instruction. So as stated earlier, questions posted in the chat that were not answered in this presentation, they will be answered in the frequently asked question document that will be posted on our website by July 16th. So definitely continue to post, and you can also send additional questions, or if you want additional information, you can send an email to virtualacademy@lawrence55.org at any time, and we're definitely very responsive to that. So if you have general questions, definitely feel free to send that information through that email address. We are trying to filter most of our questions and concerns through that email address so that we will have that information for our frequently asked questions, also just for consistency purposes. So definitely feel free to send any additional questions or concerns that you may have. And again, a recording of this meeting will be available on the Lawrence 55 website. So you can definitely go to www.lawrence55.org to review this link if you didn't have an opportunity or if you feel like you missed something. And again, we just want to thank you so much for your interest first in the Lawrence County Virtual Academy. We also appreciate your support, and we are very excited about this opportunity. We're very excited anytime we're able to offer additional options and choices for our students. So thank you so much for joining in, and hopefully a lot of your questions were answered. And if not, definitely send an email to get those questions answered. Anything that we did not get to, please remember to visit our website, and we will have that information posted on our Virtual Academy webpage with the frequently asked questions. So thank you so much for joining in and for your support and partnership. Thank you.